Yeah, I know I am very late on this video, but there we go. This is my first impression on this right here. And this is the iPhone 14 Pro in the deep purple color. It is pretty amazing, but without further ado, let's go straight to the video. Hey, what's up and welcome back to my new video. So today, as I said in the intro, I'm gonna talk about this new iPhone 14 Pro. I am a little bit late, as I said in the intro, because of various reasons, but no excuses, we are here. So let's talk about this new top phone by Apple. So as always, we will start from the design of this new phone. And personally, as I said also in the last year review of the iPhone 13 Pro Max, I like the square design and this makes no difference. In fact, I like this one too. But this year we have a few differences, and apart from the color that we are gonna talk about that later, we have a bigger bump in the back for the cameras. So this makes the phone like a little bit heavier than the last year model, and also a little bit more unbalanced if you compare to the last year iPhone and also to older iPhones. Also, if you put your phone on a table and you try to type on the phone on a flat surface, it will wobbles around because it is not very symmetric. In fact, it wobbles in both ways, so on the right side and also on the left side. And this is something that Apple doesn't make very often, some of these errors we can say, but with these new iPhones, if you put it on a flat surface, remember that it is very annoying to type. Then let's talk about this color. So deep purple, I think it's one of my favorite color of the iPhone because I like purple, and this is a very slight tint on this iPhone. It is a matte finish on the back, so it is of course glass. And if you don't have that much of light, you cannot see it that it is purple, but in some shades of lights you can see that it is purple, but slightly. So I like it very much because sometimes it seems purple and sometimes it is like gray or very similar to gray. So I like very much this color. The buttons on this phone feels a little bit more clicky than the iPhone 13, but this is only my opinion, or maybe it is only my unit, but they feel like a little bit more clicky and premium. I don't know why is that, but it is like that for me. And on the front we have the new display, and by new display I mean also the dynamic island right here on the top. It is a cool new feature. So let's talk about the display. And this notch, it is kind of a new thing. I mean, it does not bother you in any way because it is very similar to the standard notch that we have on the iPhone. It is, as I said, a cool feature because it is something particular. It is a notch in a Apple way, we can say, so you have some custom animation. But if I have to tell you something, I mean, you don't have to buy this phone for the dynamic island. I mean, it's a cool feature. Yes, it does make look this phone that it is like very similar to the iPhone 13. It does make look it like the new model, so you can recognize it if you see it on the front. But I mean, it is not an important feature, we can say. The screen in particular, it's a very good screen. I think the best that I've seen on an iPhone. Last year, iPhone 13 Pro Max that I've had, most of the people says that it was like one of the best screen on the market, but in my opinion, it was like decent. Also not on the top, because I have my Mi 11 right here that it is from Xiaomi, and it is also from almost 2 years ago, and it has a better screen than the iPhone 13 Pro Max. But this year, this screen, it is on the top. I can assure you that. I've tried also, as you can see on my channel, the S22 Ultra, and this one, it is pretty much the same screen. It is very bright, very vibrant. You can see it very well under the sunlight, so you have pretty much no problem. And as I said before, the pill notch on the top, it gives that Apple vibes. Talking about the audio on this version, so the Pro, the standard Pro, it is very loud. It is crispy clear, so you have pretty much no problem like every iPhone every year. I think the Pro Max, it is slightly louder because it is the bigger version of this one, so I think it should be like a little bit louder. And also I can assure that because on the last year model 13 Pro Max, it felt like a little bit louder, but they are pretty much the same. So pretty much perfect quality sound from a phone. If you have your volume pumped to the maximum, I think it is very much like having a small speaker with you. So very nice on the audio. Talking about performance, I mean, it is very, very snappy. You don't have pretty much any hiccups, anything like that, any problem with performance. The one thing that I have noticed on this particular model right here, I don't know if it's the same for the Pro Max or the standard iPhone, but we are talking Pro and Pro Max because they have the same chip, and it does get a little bit warm very, very fast in the back, especially if you are using like cameras or any heavy app like that. As soon as you open the camera, you shoot some photos, some videos, it does get very warm very, very fast, and I don't know if it's a problem, if it's a software problem because this is the new chip, or if it's an hardware problem. They didn't fix very well the heat from the A15 Bionic. I don't know what they did, but I am here to tell you that this phone, it is getting warmer. And as I said, I'm talking about only the Pro version because it is smaller. Maybe it does get a little bit warmer than the Pro Max, but I've seen some reviews online and nobody talks about this problem. And in my opinion, it is a problem because you can feel it also in your pocket that the phone, it is getting a little bit warmer. Then talking about the battery side on this phone, I mean, it is pretty much the same one as an iPhone 13 Pro. So nothing special, but nothing bad, of course. You can do easily 6 to 7 hours of screen time. So pretty much in the excellent field. I mean, you can do all the day without the phone dying, and you can come back home with like 15 to 20%, depend on the usage, of course, and depend on how much it is getting hot. So nothing special. And why I say nothing special, because last year 13 Pro Max, it was like something that I've never experienced from a top phone. I was very, very surprised about that battery. So I should try maybe the Pro Max of this version to compare the battery from the last year. But I can say that on this phone you can do easily 1 day, but not more than 1 day. For the camera department, you know that this is one of the most important thing on the iPhone, and especially on this new iPhone, that it does have some new cameras. But I will not talk about the camera side on this video. I am sorry, yes, this is a little bit of bait, but I will do a separate video as always where I will analyze the photos, the videos, and all of the new stuff on this iPhone camera. So if you don't want to miss that video, just subscribe right now and hit a like, because it will be very, very interesting. And also I found some very, very interesting phone to compare this camera to. So if you don't want to miss that, just subscribe right now. Throwing some conclusion, I can say that this is the standard iPhone Pro that you can find every year. I mean, you cannot find anything special or more special than last year model. So in my opinion, if you still have some iPhone from the iPhone 11, so if you have iPhone 11, 12 or 13, it does make any sense to buy this one. But if you have like an iPhone 7, 8 or maybe 10 also, you can think to upgrade to this iPhone 14 Pro. Also, if you think that the price it is increased this year, so I think it's not worth it. So if you have to choose one Pro phone, I think that you can go easily for the 13 Pro Max that has a lower price, and you can find pretty much the same feature that you can find on this 13 Pro. There are only a few reasons why you should buy this new 14 Pro. One, if you want to have the least smartphone from Apple, and this is reasonable. I mean, many people do that. Or maybe if you want to create special content with the 48 megapixel camera, but there is like a very, very small percentage of people that can use that camera. Apart from that, you have a standard iPhone 13 Pro with some small additional feature. So that's pretty much it. Let me know down below what do you think about this iPhone 14 Pro, and if it's worth it for you, or maybe it is too expensive. Let me know it down below in the comments. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, leave a like, and I will see you in my next one. Bye for now.